Hello everyone, welcome to a lunch break with Rhonda. It's on Wednesday. I say we because there actually is my helpers here, Arlena and Nancy, and a lot of times I need them to help me get things. So it is we. It is on Wednesday and it's time to take a lunch break. We'll get a little crafty. You can do it now, or for some of you it's a dinner break. And for some of you, it's still breakfast. I know a lot of my friends who live on the West Coast in California, it is like 9 o'clock your time. So it's just all over the board. But I'm coming to you on my lunch break. So yesterday, here I am. I told you I'll be here Tuesday and Wednesday, and I wasn't here yesterday. Many of you have been following along with my life for a long time, for 20 years. But my daughter is battling another infection. And so yesterday we had to take her to get a bunch of testing done from her immunologist that wants to test her while she's having a flare up. So anyway, that's why I wasn't here. There was not much that could keep me away, but my daughter is definitely that priority. So I had to, do you know, this is the craziest thing, and some of you might know this. I love to post pictures because it just blew my mind. So she had to get a bunch of blood work done, but she also had to get her nose swabbed, not for COVID, but for to see if the MRSA is colonized because she has MRSA, and you have to do it through a drive-through now. So literally, they took an old like 7 or 8 track oil change place, or like an automotive place, and they turned it into a drive-through nose swab. And it is crazy. Like, you wait in line like you're gonna get your oil changed, and you have to wait in line, and then when you get up there, there's like nurses. Like, how sanitary is that? It's crazy. And there's like, all these nurses have to work outside, so I'm sure it's so hot in the summer. Of course, they have all their scrubs on, and then they have their masks and their shields, and they're working so hard. But when we pulled up, there was literally like 200 cars in line. Is that not nuts too? So I'm sure everybody is getting tested for COVID, and so just a lot of people are getting tested. Anyway, it was nuts. I would never, in my millionist dreams, think that we would be going through a drive-through nose swabbing thing for the hospital. And Erica's has to get overnighted to Mayo Clinic, and so they have to have a courier there at the drive-through oil change place. It was nuts. I took so many pictures because it just blows my mind that this is our day and age. Like, this is what we live in. It is crazy. So anyway, thank you guys for your prayers. We're doing okay. We know what to do. I'm not scared. She's not scared. She's just, it's very exhausting mentally for her to have to go through all this again, but we're gonna be just fine because we know what to do. We're just praying specifically that she won't have to go to the hospital to get on IV antibiotic, that her one over the counter will work, because we just don't want to go back to the hospital again for days. So anyway, that's our specific prayer, but we're going to be fine. We know what to do. So anyway, that's why I wasn't here. So what we're here today, and I actually have 2 projects for you. So we are going to be using the In the Pines bundle. So this is what we're going to be using. It is, for those of you who have been around for a long time, Lovely as a Tree retired like a year ago, right? And so this to me will give us some of that same look to it, right? In the Pines is in the mini catalog, and I've actually already used it a bunch. I did a big training convention with my team, and also with outside demonstrators. And this was one of the stamp sets that I recommend for them to get because I'm gonna use it. I love it so much. So in the Pines, look at these beautiful cards that were created. The reason why I like it so much is because not only is it a really pretty Christmas set, but you can also use it for, thinking of you, all of those things. So the In the Pines is really good for like a masculine card, for sympathy, for just a thinking of you. It even has a thinking of you. So to me, these kind of stamp sets are a good purchase because they are Christmas, but then you can use it year round. So much so that it is going to be my featured stamp set for my card club. So all my card club members on here, give me a shout out, say hi to me. We have 138 of them right now. So I love my card club members. And I love all my customers. But we are using the In the Pines bundle. So I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek of some of the cards, but look how fun this one is. It's even a little 3D. See, it can be Christmas. These are all Christmas, but then you can obviously make them not Christmas. But we're moving into Christmas cards. So this one's so cute. And then this one is Christmas, but Rhonda Palmer. Card Club represents, woo woo. And this one, look how beautiful it is. That one can easily be changed to a thinking of you. And then this one happens to be one of my favorites. It's a little different. It's not my normal. I actually had to text it to my friend, Erica Serwin. She's one of my best friends, and she can be honest with me. She can, we can be brutally honest. Yeah, Karma, and I saw Cheryl and Sherry. All these girls are some of my card club members. You guys are getting a sneak peek. So if you don't like to be surprised, you might need to, if you want to be surprised, you might need to close your eyes. But this one, look how cool this one is. It's so cool. And inside, so anyway, that's this month's card club. And they get to make 2 of them, so 2 of each. So they get a total of 4 cards. A total of 8 cards. I gotta work on my math. Hey, everybody. All right, so it's a little sneak peek, but that's why I'm using it, is because I absolutely love In the Pines. So much so that it is a set that I will use as my card club, and then they can either own that set or you can add it on to your card club, actually at a discount. So it's cool to be able to. Bonnie loves being a part of card club too. I love it. And then every 6 months, after you're a member for 6 months, I give you $25 in free product for whatever you want. So Becky loves it too. I love that so many of you guys are on here. Is it too late to join your card club? Heck no. For September's card club, you can join up until the 20th. After the 20th, it'll be for October's card club. So I'll post the link, but it's right on my blog. It's like the first thing on my blog. So it's not too late at all. That's why I'm showing you. It's because I would love for you to join my card club too. And you'll get we always put a little gift in your first package. And throughout the year, sometimes I'll put little surprise gifts in there too. Cheryl said, where's the info about your card club? It's on my blog right now. You can go, but I'll also post that link later in the description. Joe, it's your birthday. Perfect time. Okay. Someone asked about the sampler behind me, and they said, have you shown that? I have shown that several times. This is actually a class that I did in my Creating for Christ. Isn't it beautiful? It's based on hope. And it is whatever I do in my Creating for Christ is a free tutorial. So all of you can go to, you have to be a part of either my Creating for Christ Facebook group. It's with me and my friend Julie Selva, and we do it together. I do a creative project every month, and you can order the pieces or you can recreate it yourself, but we do the tutorial for free because there's nothing that makes Julie and I happier than we create in honor of Christ. And so we'll give you a project every month to be able to do that. So that was last month's. This month, we're still working on the designs, but we're almost done. All right, I see lots of you are on here. I've talked to you enough. If you don't like the chatter, obviously on the replay, you can just fast forward through it. But if not, we have to wait for everybody to log on. I'm gonna point you down so that we can get working on our work surface. And I'm gonna try to get you straight, because if you're not straight, then it gets really frustrating, right? There we go. That looks pretty straight. All right, so again, we're using the In the Pines, and we are gonna be using the framelets as well. These are probably the coolest part of it, because these are these trees, but there's a bunch of more trees in here that you can use. So I don't have a sample to show you of it this finished because, well, I kind of do. I'm gonna be making it from scratch. I hope it's pretty. this is the thing. I think in my head it's gonna be pretty. We'll see what it looks like. Jan said she loved the Hope Sampler. It is beautiful. We love it, and we love creating for Christ. So I'll be going live there tomorrow for our lunch break with Ronda. But it will be on the Creating for Christ group. And so I'll do a little project for you there. And then we always pray together, read some scripture, get ourselves focused. Anyway, here we go. So this is a piece of crumb cake, and we're going to take that and fold it in half. So it's your 5.5 by 8.5. And we're just gonna fold that in half. Let's see, how's our lighting? Do we need any more light? I think we're doing okay actually today. So there's 5.5 by 8.5. And then we have a piece of crumb cake here as well. You know, I love doing tone on tone a lot. It really helps. But what I'm gonna show you now is like mind-blowing, right? And we're gonna pull out the new Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. I don't usually do this on my lives, but this is brand new. It just became available yesterday. I'm sure you've seen demonstrators using it, but now customers can order it as well. It is so beautiful. I'm gonna tell you some of my favorite things about this because there's my air conditioning. My owner and I are gonna put a ceiling in a couple months, so hopefully that won't be so loud. Anyway, I've had a Big Shot and all other kind of machines, and the one thing I've had this for a month now, so now I feel like a little bit like I know what I'm talking about, is my favorite two things. And I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years and I still forget like what is the layering. So I love that the layering and the pictures of the layering are right on this. So that's like my favorite thing. My second favorite thing is that this is not, can you see this? I don't know if you can see this. This is not so tight. There's a little, probably a 1/4 inch, because in all my other Big Shots, every single one of them, I killed about 7 of them because this was so tight that it would eat all the edges. It would eat the edges of my platforms. It would eat the edges of all my folders. So my folders would be ruined after a class. This thing here, look at this, it's still so beautiful. I've used it probably 1,000 times, well, a lot of times. I'm not gonna exaggerate, I don't know exactly how many. But, and because it has some wiggle room, it's not, did any of you guys ever have that happen on your Big Shots where it literally would eat the edges of my platforms, and I would have to, because you couldn't order this separately, I'd have to order another whole Big Shot because it was ruined. So, and the same thing, these were sized to fit perfectly in the Big Shot, and then if you didn't line it up right, or my customers didn't, it would just completely eat the edges, and then it was, anyway. So this is, I love this. Anyway, so this is one of our 3D embossing folders, and this is the one that's called Pine Woods, I believe. I'll put it in the description of the video when I'm done. And I'm going to run it through, and it's gonna give us these embossed pine trees. So sometimes, so then what I'm gonna do is follow my little rules here that say use my platform, have my folder, and then this dark, look, it even shows you, can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see that, this dark gray platform. So, and so this comes with your new Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. So I'm just gonna call it the Cut Emboss machine. So it comes with it. So that's, you don't have to get a special one for this. And then there you go. And then yes, it was rough on the edges. This one is not, because it has that little bit of wiggle room. So my plates, my folders are all staying nice like they should. All right, so there is that. I might have to use that again. By the way, I don't normally do that. I usually do it ahead of time. But look at these beautiful, can you see how beautiful embossed those are? So cool. And it's so easy. Like, this is the perfect touch for this card, and it's really, really, really easy. All right, so there's the background for that. Next up, let's do a little bit of stamping. So we're gonna go to our stamp set here, the In the Pines, and I need a Early Espresso stamp pad, and I need a Crumb Cake stamp pad. Early Espresso and Crumb Cake. And we're going to stamp it on, I'm gonna try Very Vanilla, hopefully it'll look good. And we're going to use the, like the middle tree. And we need the outside and I need the inside. So I'm just gonna pull them both off right now. So we're gonna do, I'm gonna take my mat. The name of the die is pine wood. So you buy the die with the stamp set. Always, if you can, do that because you get a 10% discount. It's cheaper. So we're gonna use our mat. And I don't know if I need it or not, but why not? You know, just go ahead and use it every time you use your photopolymer because then you know you're gonna get a really good impression. So I'm gonna stamp the tree with early espresso. And then I am going to, I brought my chamois this time. I'm getting better at remembering things. So we're gonna clean that off, put it away. Because otherwise I won't clean it off for like days and then it'll be all over the place. And I get ink all over my hands. So this is a two-step stamper. So this is like the inside, and I'm gonna use Crumb Cake for the inside of this tree. This is not a Christmas card. This is a thinking of you card. So it could be for like a sympathy or someone that, you know, is just struggling right now. So can you see it? So pretty. I stamped it so I could see it, but not you. All right, there's our tree. And we're going to, there is a die that matches that perfectly in the set. The die set. So let's go to that. There's so many cool things in here. There's so many trees, small, all the sizes of trees. So, and then there's a piece that you can cut. Let's see if I can show you in this sample. There's a piece that you can cut that actually just lays over top of it and it creates like real looking trees. So I love that. So we need, I want the one though that cuts this out, and then we're also going to need this piece here. Look, it can create landscapes and like snow. So, but I need, see, I've been using this a lot. I'm gonna use it again. I'm making 2 projects for you guys today. So I'm gonna go ahead and line this up and run it through. I'm just gonna leave it over here. You guys don't need to watch me do that, do you? Like, I'm just gonna leave it over here so I don't have to like lug it around. So I'm just gonna line that up, hopefully straight. Oh gosh, this is stressful. Because if not, I don't want to stamp it again while you guys are watching me. So typically, again, I do this ahead of time because like doing this in front of like thousands of people can be really intimidating. All right, I think I got it. We did just come out with a magnetic platform also yesterday. So I don't have my magnetic platform yet. I am going to be ordering it today. Okay, so I ran that through. If you can see, and then voila, it comes out perfectly. I didn't do too bad. It's not perfect. I know you would do a much better job, but it is definitely good enough. All right, so I also want to create a bit of the landscape. So I have another scrap piece here of Crumb Cake. Oh, thank you guys for sharing. Hey, I have, sharing is so nice of you to do that because then everybody gets to see the fun. And I did a drawing last week and I have the winners that I have to post. I have the sets of the cards, 3 winners from last week. All right, so then I just ran this like landscaping through here and it created this like, of course you could try to hand cut this. I cannot hand cut that. So I'm thankful for the die that does that perfectly. All right, let's go ahead and work on our card here. You can use either side. There's some that are more debossed, some that are more embossed. It all depends on what you want. I am going to take my Stampin' seal and we're gonna glue our tree down here to just there, just like that. And can you guys see it as well? Sweet. And then I'm gonna put our little landscaping down there as well. And I'm sticking with Crumb Cake. This I'm gonna stamp it first before I put it down. This is gonna be our Thinking of You card. So let me grab the Thinking of You. And I am gonna stamp this first because I'm gonna pop it up and you don't wanna stamp when you've already popped it up. So I'm just gonna stamp this Thinking of You right down here, like that. Sweet, hope you can see. And then we're going to put this down here. And I am gonna use dimensionals so that it has some lift to it because, you know, like snow this is not necessarily snow, this is just land. Land is never flat. So we're gonna put some dimensionals on there. And then this just gets laid down at the bottom. You could also use that other piece of it and make it like rolling hills and stuff like that. So there is our, now of course it's hanging off there. So you're just gonna take your scissors, snip that off. Oh, I got, like that. Okay, so I love the In the Pines, and the Pine Woods goes great with that embossing folder. I think the embossing folder is only $10. And what I love about ordering from Stampin' Up, like you can't find that in a store. You have to order it from online, and it's great because even if you went to the store, who knows if it would even be in stock, right? All right, next up, let's add this to our card. By the way, this is a sweet and simple card. You can make bunches of these. I hate sticking down this beautiful side, but this other side is even prettier. So lots of dimensionals. It's one thing we always go through a lot of. Pull those off. So again, whenever I do tone on tone, I always like to use the dimensionals because then that kind of sets it apart there. All right, so thinking of you, last thing to do is I'm gonna use the gold cording. The gold cording comes, it's what's gonna be included. So for the Card Club members, you're gonna get this, all right? It's what's included with this ribbon combo pack. You get the beautiful shaded spruce, and then you also get the gold cording. They come together. So I love the gold. We'll definitely use a lot of gold cording. And the big green is beautiful for packaging, but I also used it on the cards too. You just can't really tie a big bow unless you want to pay a little bit of extra postage. And these scissors. All right, so cording, I just tied a gold bow. And yes, even for a man, I would put that gold bow on there. I love it. And that's exactly what we need to just kind of finish this card off. So there we go, thinking of you. Beautiful, can you see how sweet and simple that is? It's but gorgeous. Hopefully you got the right lighting. So if you can tell, if you saw my other samples, here is when I did that was Christmassy. See, same layout, but it's Christmassy. Gosh, it's like, I think it's like a glare. I don't know why, because I don't have any light shining down. Anyway, so here's the Christmas version, and then here is the thinking of there, that's better. Here's the thinking of you version. So you can obviously send it for any reason. And I love using a vanilla one to match. Now what I should have done is when I stamped that tree, I should have stamped it on the front too. So we have a matching envelope with a matching card. So there's one card. You guys are ready for, the light is super bright and I don't even have a single light on. It's just coming from my natural window. So I'll try to position it a little bit better. I moved my table so I would have a little bit more natural light, but it is a little bright. Okay, next up, I want to show you same exact, well, I'm using the same products. That was more, like this one was more earthy tones. It was more natural. So simple, but makes a statement, absolutely. So now I want to show you with some beautiful tones that are in just white. So this is our thick Whisper White, and you're gonna fold this in half. Let me get my bone folder out. And then I have a piece of Seaside Spray. This piece of Seaside Spray is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have a piece of Whisper White that is 3 3/4 by 5. It's a little bit long. So let me get my trimmer here and trim that off. It looked long to me, so it needs to be 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so there is our layering. Now I went ahead and already, because you've already seen me, another set you're gonna have to order. I know, that's what I do. That's what I'm so known for, is making you have to order more things. So this one is a die that comes, can you see? It's a die that comes in the kit. And it doesn't cut a tree out, but what it does is it cuts out these like holes, see? And then it leaves it. So you can put paper behind it, designer series paper, you can put all those things behind it. So what I'm gonna do next is I am going to put some dimensionals. I'm gonna go through like 100 dimensionals just today alone. So I'm gonna put some dimensionals on here and pop that up onto our Seaside Spray. Again, it'll give it just a little bit of dimension there. So it should be cut perfectly, sweet. So we have our little there. Next up, because you've already seen me use it, we're gonna go to the magic box. For those of you who have known me for years, you know I love my magic box. If this is your first time, this magic box creates magic things. So I just shake it up and out comes, oh look, out comes the snow, and then a couple more trees that like we just did. So you just saw me do those, right? So you don't necessarily have to see me do those again. Oh man, I don't know why there's such a glare today. I hate that. So maybe if I hold it up higher. So these are the pieces, there we go. These are the pieces that we're going to use. So I just went ahead and stamped those trees already and ran them through, and then ran another piece of that snow down there at the bottom, right? So let's go ahead and put all of these together. We're gonna put dimensionals on everything here. So it has, again, this is like a really pretty, almost like a 3D landscape. Let me make sure I have the right side here. There we go. So it does almost look 3D. Okay, so we're gonna put our trees down first. And I'm just gonna put those kind of here on either side of the tree. So it was really, I know, I'm gonna, there we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it down on either side of the tree. This. So crazy. I don't even have a light on. I don't know why it's so bright. I wonder if there is, hold on a second. I'm gonna try something, guys. This might help. It's gonna darken it up a little bit. We'll see. It didn't really help. Nope. So it's crazy. I don't know why. It's like coming in so bright. Let's try this. All right, if I position it right. Okay, so next up, we're gonna take those things. That might be a little better, Arlena. I actually think it's coming from there. It's coming off, I think it's coming from one of the cars outside. It's like a glare. Yeah, thank you. All right, so here is our card so far. There we go. And I just put the trees with the one that's been cut out, and this is gonna get glued down to the front of our card. These are Stampin' Seal Plus. Yeah, that's better. There you go. All right, I gotta get back to my main screen so I can see you guys. There we go. Sunshine is good. It is. Thank you. It's so good. All right, so once we have that done, you can see that we have our trees. It's Seaside Spray behind there. And it's actually coming from here. So strange. All right, now we're just gonna stamp our Season's Greetings with our Seaside Spray ink. Up there at the top. Perfect. And last but not least, I want to add on just a little piece of Seaside Spray ribbon. I have a bow that we'll put on there. So a little bit of Seaside Spray ribbon, it's a bow. Let's see here. Oh, look, I had it in my magic box. I tore it off the sample card. It was in my magic box. My magic box tied my ribbon for me. And we'll put that right here. I love that Seaside Spray ribbon. It actually has like sparkles to it. Can you see? It's so pretty. Another beautiful card. Thank you. And again, so simple, but it really truly is the bundle. Last but not least, let's sprinkle on some rhinestones. Got a couple big ones, a big one, and then there's some small ones, and then this is just that finishing touch. So I loved what I like about this set, and what I did also with the Card Club cards is it is both, it can be beautiful and sparkly and like almost like, you know, white Christmas mystical like that. So it can be, you know, it have that look to it. But it can also have that more natural look. So this is the first card we did, more of a natural tone, but exactly same supplies, but then here it is in a wintry, beautiful. So I hope you love today's Facebook Lives, and I will post the measurements. Bring you back up here. Hi. I will post the measurements. Thank you guys for loving them. Your hearts always mean so much, especially when you hit that share button. That also really, I love that as well. So these were today's cards that we made. They are one, again, more of a natural tone, so sweet and simple, and this one is definitely more of a, like that white, wintry, sparkly. You could even put some wink of Stella on the trees if you wanted to. But if you're going to do your Christmas cards, you want to make sure that, number one, you can join Card Club, and by the time you're done, you're gonna have about 24 or 30 of them. Or if you're gonna make them yourselves, you always wanna have one that is simple enough that you can duplicate, but still always packs a punch. So something like this, and you can do this in any color scheme. I just love that. This is that Seaside Spray. All right, thank you guys for being here. I hope, Donna shared twice. Donna, you really are sweet and loving on me. Thank you. So we will see you next week. Again, if you want to catch me tomorrow, I will be in our Creating for Christ group at noon. We'll be having our lunch break there. And we will also kind of give a sneak peek of the upcoming Creating for Christ class that we have coming, which again, the tutorial is always free on there. And so hopefully, and I'll post the link for those of you who want to know about the Card Club. I'll post that in the description. So I have to go in and do that afterwards. So I'll post the description for you, and plus I'll give you the measurements, but the measurements were stinking simple. All right, you guys have a great day. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.